7 people from Hamilton, Ontario have launched a lawsuit against Toronto police. The 7 were arrested during the G20 summit 2 years ago.
This group is claiming that they were profiled because of their appearance, and one woman is claiming she was sexually assaulted by a male officer. So for more on this, let's get to CV24's Sue Scambatti. Sue, these are pretty serious allegations.
They are, Jacqueline, and 3 of the 7 plaintiffs were here or outside Toronto Police Headquarters on College Street in downtown Toronto, where the papers for this lawsuit will be served inside at the front desk in just a few moments. I'm joined now by the lawyer leading this lawsuit, Davin Charney. Tell us, what is the purpose of this, aside from the financial aspect?
Aside from the financial aspect, there's a measure of accountability that we hope to gain through this lawsuit. There hasn't been a lot of accountability thus far through the various investigations that have been conducted with respect to police conduct. So we hope to bring the actions of Toronto Police Service officers before a judge in the Superior Court and have a judge determine, we hope, that the actions of the officers in this case and other cases that I'm working on were unlawful.
What happened to your clients?
What happened to them is something that happened to many people during the G20, and in particular on the Sunday, June the 27th of 2010. They walked out of a restaurant after finishing some food. They were profiled by the Toronto Police using a set of indicators and I think unlawful set of indicators that included profiling people based on the color of their clothing, that they had bandanas or backpacks. In this case, the Toronto Police Service officer seems to have profiled some of the women as protesters because they had hairy legs, which is very unfortunate and, in my respectful submission, illegal. They were arrested, charged with a number of offenses, including being part of a criminal conspiracy or criminal organization. And they were taken to the detention center, the makeshift detention center, and treated very poorly, not given access to proper food and water. 6 out of the 7 were unlawfully strip searched. So all in all, poor treatment, and that's the basis of the claim, is poor and unlawful treatment by the police. Give
some context, if you would, to this lawsuit from your office alone and the number of lawsuits arising out of G20.
So just roughly off the top of my head, there's about 9 lawsuits that I've pursued through my practice. 2 that were small claims court matters settled for a reasonable amount. And so that would leave approximately 7 cases which involve about 14 different people. There's the 7, of course, in this claim. So there's, because of the extent of wrongdoing and a lawlessness on the part of the Toronto Police, there's, of course, many lawsuits that can and should be pursued, and I'm pursuing a number of them.
Okay, and what happens next?
Next, we're going to go in and serve the Toronto Police, and then the court process goes forward from there. We'll get a statement of defense in some time, and we're hoping eventually to get this case in front of a judge and to win.
What is the legacy of the G20 from your perspective, your client's perspective?
The legacy of the G20, the interesting thing about the G20 is it brought police misconduct, police brutality, to a community of people that many of which had never experienced it before. So we here in the poor neighborhoods in Toronto, for many years, of course, we've heard about these incidents, but the police, in this case, subjected not people at Jane and Finch or in the East End, but middle-class people, students, professors. They subjected them to unlawful conduct. And so the legacy is that the Toronto Police exposed themselves, in my opinion, for the kinds of work that they do, for a police culture that is corrupt or militaristic, or in this case, sexist. And so that, in my opinion, is the legacy, is it exposed the police for the work that they do.
Thank you very much. And none of these allegations have been proven in court. I'll send it back to you.